Hey everyone, it is the Charming Giraffe, and today we're going to do a set of dominoes using this Christmas confetti glitter stuff. I got it on Amazon. There's all kinds of little designs in there. Today we'll be using the Santa Claus ones. These Christmas trees are super cute. Some reindeer. And then I'll do the 2 stars but together. So there are 28 dominoes and a set of double 6 dominoes. So we'll do 7 for each design. I am going to add a little bit of diamond dust. This is by Polycolor into the resin to give it a little bit of sparkle. And I've already got the resin mixed up here. It is pretty cold, so the resin has quite a few bubbles in it. I'm not going to worry too much about that. We'll see how that impacts the design. And I already pre-sprayed the domino mold with the 91% isopropyl alcohol. I see a little hair in here I'm going to scoop out. And mix in that diamond dust. I used a very, very small amount, so hopefully we'll still be able to see it. It's kind of hard to see in here with all of the bubbles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a small layer. We'll do this set of dominoes in 2 layers, so this will be the first one. And I'll just put in a small layer here, typically to cover the domino dots. And then I'm going to let it set for a minute and let some of those air bubbles come up before I put in the confetti pieces. Alright, so I've waited a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and spray it again. There are still some air bubbles, but I'm just going to go with it. Alright, and then as we learned with the bumblebee dominoes, these are all randomly into this mold. So instead of trying to go random, I'm just going to set these in here kind of in order. So I'll just do like the top row, the Santa Clauses. Here, I'll show you what those look like. Ignore the band-aid on my finger. And then just go from there. I figure there's not really an easy way to make this random since they're not in there randomly. Or since they are in there randomly, they're not in there in any type of uniform layer. And these did tend to kind of like stick together when they like printed them or cut them out or whatever. So I'm just double checking, make sure I only get 1 per slot. I'll go ahead and show you the rest of these really quickly just so you can see them, and then I'll speed you up through this process. There's the Christmas tree. These reindeer are probably my favorite. I love them. Look how shiny and cute that is. And then the stars are just kind of plain old stars. There's the gold one, and here are the little silver ones. So I'll go ahead and speed you up through this process because this is literally just me putting these little confetti pieces in here. I just kind of get them. I'm not using gloves right now. I'm not touching the resin for this hand. It's just easier to pick them up. I kind of just put them in my hand. I'll show you. Like that. And then just drop them into place. And then so far I've been going kind of back and forth, so we'll keep up that pattern as much as possible. And then once I get done, I can move them with a stick to make sure they're not overlapping like those 2 are. Or twist it around like that one landed. I was doing so good until I started to explain what I was doing. So I'll go ahead and get you sped up through this process, and then we'll come back to show the results, and then we'll do the final layer tomorrow. So we'll be right back. Alright, so I've got all the little confetti pieces put into the mold. Some of them turned out amazing. You can see that some of the dye is kind of releasing from the confetti pieces. While I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and take my stick, move that star out of the way. I don't want them overlapping. And the dye releasing from the confetti pieces is from the 91% isopropyl alcohol. I sprayed it and then put the pieces in right away, and the 91% isopropyl alcohol is what's making those lose their color. So hopefully they'll still look awesome on the other side. We'll be back to do the second layer and then demold them and see how they turn out. See you in just a minute. Alright, we are back for the second layer of the resin in these Christmas dominoes that have the Santa Claus, Christmas trees, reindeer, and stars in them. I've already got my resin pre-mixed. I did preheat it for actually a very long time on accident. I thought I was going to be able to get in here and get this done faster, but I couldn't, so it just continued to preheat. So it is very well heated. Our work time is probably substantially reduced at this point. But that's okay because we don't have a lot to do. I'm going to put in this black dye by Alumilite. You don't need a lot, it's pretty opaque, but I will mix that in and see how it looks. But I'm also going to add a little bit of diamond dust for some sparkle. So I've got that going. I'll go ahead and mix this up and then pour it in. But I'm just going to fill these up all the way. This will be our last layer here. And then let them cure for at least a day, maybe longer. And then I'll come back and demold them with you. Alright, we are back, and it's been about a day since I put the back layer on these dominoes. Again, I am a little worried about the ink running on those confetti pieces. So let's see how they did. Ooh, those are pretty. Not too bad. If they all look like that, I'll be happy. Yay! Keep going here. The little Santas. There are some air bubbles in there from the first layer, but I think it kind of just looks like glitter. I don't think it actually looks that bad, because I did put the diamond dust in the black, so not too bad. Pretty impressed. Alright, we are back, and I think I've decided I'll go ahead and do the dots with the gold oil-based paint marker. I have the red and green on standby, but I think it might be too hard to see, so I think the gold will be the best option here. This one's definitely my favorite, these little reindeer against that black sparkly background. I think it'll go good with that, so I'll show you how we do that. I'm going to grab a couple, probably just do one of each just so you can see it. And you just color in all of the areas. This marker I've used before, so it didn't need any prepping. But for new markers, you have to just get the ink down to the tip of the marker. And just make sure you get all the areas. Sometimes it can be tricky. And then just set that aside. We'll do one of each. And don't worry about any ink that spills over. It's kind of reflective. It's really pretty. Got all the little spots filled in. Do 2 more. Ooh, that gold and green look good together. Get all the spots. And let's do this one. Right. Put the cap back on the marker. Move some out of the way, grab a paper towel, spray it with the 91% isopropyl alcohol. Pro tip, if you have any bottles that have the spray nozzle, they will fit on most bottles. So you can just put it right on there. And then I just like to turn them upside down, rub them in the alcohol where you sprayed the alcohol, and then rub them on like a dry just to dry it off. And ta-da! No mess. Super pretty. On the wet spot, on the dry spot, good as new. That one's really cool. Yay. So I will get all of these done and I'll put them all in order and we'll do a close-up. Alright, we're back. And all the dominoes have dots on them. Really like the way these turned out. And I also, if I'm not mistaken, may have put diamond dust in that first clear layer as well, and I just forgot about it. It's been a few days since I did that first layer. I'll do a quick close-up on all of them. Pretty impressed with the way they turned out. Let me know what you think of these dominoes, and if you have any ideas for future sets. I really enjoy making dominoes. So if there's anything specific that you would like to see, leave those in the comments. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And do what makes you happy.